Welcome to this week's The Rating Room Quiz. This is where I test Andy's knowledge on this week's film, which is Road to Perdition. It's time to buckle up and get those thinking caps on. Andy, are you ready?
Jay, I am on the road to Perdition quizzing, so let's do this.
So Andy, just to recap, you got 100% last week, so I need to knock you down a bit. I can't have you having this 100% every week.
3 out of 4, isn't it, so far, of 100%?
Yeah, you're doing very well, yeah.
The streak must continue. Let's do this.
So this is where I will give Andy 4 statements. Now, 2 of these are false and 2 of these are correct, so feel free to play along at home. Now, are you ready, Andy?
I am ready.
I love saying that because he puts himself on mute and then I just deliberately do that. So he has to unmute it and then has to go back on mute. So there's a little funny thing there.
And on mute, I'm calling you all kinds of things that you don't know about.
So, first statement. Jude Law was an amateur magician in his younger days. He could lace a coin through his fingers and introduce this character's quirk in one of the takes. Mendes liked it so much that he asked Law to do more takes so they could set up the cameras to capture this. Second statement. Harlan Maguire is not in the original graphic novel and was created for this film. Third statement. Tom Hanks wore a prosthetic nose in the film to look more like a gangster. And the last statement for this week. Tom Hanks' grandparents are from Ireland, and he recalls some of the stories that his granddad used to tell him about the Irish mobsters. So Andy, that's 4 statements. Do you want me to repeat any of them?
I think I've got them jotted down. There's some interesting ones there, has to be said. The one that takes my eye, or takes my nose, is the third statement about the nose prosthetic, because I'm trying to think back now, and I don't recall noticing anything peculiar about Tom Hanks's nose, but now you've got me questioning my memory. But I'm gonna rule that one out to start with, and it could be any 2 from 3. It's a tricky one. I'm gonna say true, false, false, true. I think the Jude Law being an amateur magician seems plausible. Well, I can see him doing that with the coin. I think the character was in the novel, so I think that's false. I think that's a red herring. I don't think Tom Hanks has a fake nose, but I do think his grandparents are or were Irish, so that would fit into that. So yeah, true, false, false, true. Give it to me gently.
I don't know how to give it gently, Andy. So, to be blunt, the statement is false, true, true, false. So 0%. I love how you went through season 1 and you didn't get 0% at all. And now this is the second time this season. So these Tom Hanks ones have thrown you off your little stride. Now, I don't have any additional notes to make to any of these, Andy, because there are no additional notes. So the Tom Hanks one about the nose is correct. And I was like you, when I was researching this, I actually ended up Google imaging Tom Hanks's face when he's not in the film and when he's in the film. And you can tell his nose is more, I don't know if you say defined, but they've done like the bridge of the nose more to make it more even in the film. So that is true. And the character that Jude Law played, Harlan Maguire, was created for the film, so he wasn't in the graphic novel. So I've been intrigued to see in the graphic novel, was he basically just robbing banks and he didn't have that constant threat of a hitman after him, or was it just the mob after him, or just John Rooney's goons after him? It didn't have that additional character, so I'd be interested to read how the graphic novel plays out. But yeah, Tom Hanks' parents, so his father's side, if I remember correctly, are from England, and his mother's side, I believe, are more Portuguese. So there's no, his grandparents aren't Irish, I'll tell you that. So yeah.
Nil point.
And Jude Law learned how to do that trick on set by a magician showed him. So
there you go. Another 0% for me. I want to paraphrase Paul Newman as John Rooney. And when he says, I curse the day you were born.
I thought you were going to paraphrase Connor when he's talking to Peter then, so I thought you're going to have to be on the old beep machine then.
There's nothing that's f***ing hysterical about this.